John is a young boy, and he lives in a small village called Doughton. The village is green and beautiful, but life is very hard there. John's family is very poor. His father is a day laborer, and his mother works house to house. John is only 10 years old, but he has a big dream. "I want to be an engineer," he says. His father smiled and replies, "John, becoming an engineer is very hard. We don't have enough money." But John doesn't give up. "I will study hard and find a way," he says firmly. John remembers a kind engineer who once helped his family. That engineer inspires him. "I want to help people too," John thinks. Every day John walks to school. He doesn't have shoes and his bag is old, but he doesn't care. John loves his school. His teacher, Miss Amelia, is very kind. "John, you can do anything if you work hard," Miss Amelia tells him. At night, when the village is quiet, John studies under a small lamp. His dream feels far away, but he believes in himself. John's journey has begun. Every morning he wakes up early before the sun rises. He packs his old books and begins his 1-hour walk to school. The road is not easy. Sometimes it's muddy, and his feet get dirty. Other times, the sun is very hot, and he feels tired. On the way, he notices cows, goats, and big trees. He loves hearing the birds sing. One day, I will drive a car to school, John thinks. At school, John doesn't have new books or pencils. His notebook is small and nearly full, but he keeps writing. Miss Amelia notices and gives him extra papers. "Thank you, Miss Amelia," John says with a big smile. "John, you are smart. Keep working hard," she tells him. After school, John walks back home, tired but happy. "I learned something new today," he thinks. One evening, John's mother tells him, "John, we cannot buy new books for school. We don't have enough money." John feels sad, but he says, "It's okay, Mama. I will share books with Jessica, my friend." After school, he helps his father carry water from the well and assists his mother with chores. At night, he studies under the dim lamp. "You work so hard," his father says one night. "Yes, Papa," John replies. "I want to be an engineer one day. I will help people." "You make us proud," his father says, smiling. John knows his family struggles, but he is determined. He promises himself, "I will not give up. I will work hard for my dreams." One day, John sits outside his school looking at his notebook. It is old, with some torn pages, and he feels sad. Miss Amelia, his teacher, walks by and notices him. "John, why do you look so sad?" she asks. "I don't have new books or notebooks," John replies. "It is hard to study." Miss Amelia smiles and says, "John, you are a bright boy. Don't worry, I will help you." The next day, Miss Amelia brings a bag to school and gives it to John. Inside are new books, pencils, and a notebook. "These are for you, John," Miss Amelia says. "You must keep working hard." John's eyes fill with tears. "Thank you, Miss Amelia. I will do my best," he says. From that day on, John studies even harder. He promises himself, "I will make Miss Amelia proud." Miss Amelia believes in John and often says, John, you can be anything you want. Never give up. One morning, John sits under a tree during lunch, eating his small meal of a piece of bread and some water. A girl named Jessica, who is new in John's class, walks over. "Hi, I'm Jessica. Can I sit with you?" she asks. John smiles. "Yes, of course," he says. They start talking, and Jessica tells John, "My father got a new job here. That's why we moved." John likes Jessica. She is kind and beautiful. They laugh and share stories about school. Jessica notices John's old books. "Your books are very old," Jessica says. "Yes," John replies. "We don't have much money to buy new ones." The next day, Jessica comes to school with a surprise. She gives John a small bag. "What is this?" John asks. "Open it," Jessica says with a big smile. Inside are pencils, an eraser, and some colorful markers. "These are for you," Jessica says. "Now you can write and draw better." John feels so happy. "Thank you, Jessica. You are a true friend indeed," he says. From that day, John and Jessica become close friends. They study together, help each other, and dream about the future. One day, Miss Amelia comes into the classroom with a big smile. "Students, I have exciting news," she says. The students sit up and listen. "There is a science competition in the city. The winner will get a scholarship for school," Miss Amelia explains. John's eyes grow wide. "A scholarship," he thinks. "This could help my family." Miss Amelia continues, "You need to make a project about health or science. You have 2 weeks to prepare." At home, John tells his family, "I want to join the competition." His father smiles. "That's wonderful, John. We will support you." John works hard on his project. He decides to make a poster about clean water and why it is important for health. Jessica helps him. "You can use my colored paper and markers," Jessica says. "Thank you, Jessica. You are the best," John says. After 2 weeks, John and Jessica go to the city for the competition. John sees many students with their projects. He feels nervous. "What if my project isn't good enough?" he thinks. Jessica holds his hand. "Don't worry, John. You worked hard. Believe in yourself." When it is John's turn, he stands in front of the judges. He explains his poster and talks about how clean water can save lives. The judges smile and nod. After a long wait, they announce the winner. "The scholarship goes to John." John can't believe it. "I won!" he shouts. His family hugs him. Jessica claps and cheers. John smiles. "This is just the beginning of my dream," he thinks. After winning the scholarship, John feels very happy, but he also feels something else: hope. "I can do this," he thinks. "I can be an engineer." With the scholarship, John can now go to a better school in the nearby town. His father says, "John, this school will help you learn more, but it is far from home. Are you ready?" John nods. "Yes, Father. I will work hard and make you proud." The first day at the new school is exciting and scary. John sees many students he doesn't know. Will they be nice to me? He wonders. The students wear nice uniforms and have new books, while his clothes are old, and he has just one notebook. Some students laugh at him, But John doesn't stop. In class, the teacher asks everyone to introduce themselves. John stands up and says, "My name is John. I love science, and I want to be an engineer." Some students smile. One girl, Anna, says, "That's amazing. I love science too. Let's study together." John feels happy to meet Anna. "Thank you," he says. "I would love to study with you." At lunch, John and Anna talk about their dreams. "I want to help poor people," John says. Anna nods. "Me too. We can help each other." John feels a new kind of joy. He is making friends and learning new things every day. At night, he writes in his notebook, "This is a new chapter in my life. I will keep going one step at a time." John's new school is exciting, but it is also hard. The classes are bigger, and the teachers give more homework. One evening, John sits at his desk. His science book is open, but his eyes feel heavy. "I'm so tired," he thinks. His mother comes into the room. "John, you should rest," she says. John shakes his head. "No, Mama, I must study. I have a test tomorrow." His mother smiles and says, "I am proud of you, my son, but don't forget to sleep." The next day, John goes to school. He gives his test paper to the teacher and hopes he does well. After class, Anna asks, "How was the test?" John says, "It was hard, but I think I did okay." Anna smiles. "You always do well. Don't worry." At the end of the week, John gets his test back. He has the highest score in the class. His teacher says, "John, you are a hard worker. Keep it up." John smiles and thinks, hard work is not easy, but it is worth it. That night, John makes a promise to himself. No matter how hard it gets, I will never give up. He knows his dream of becoming an engineer is still far away, but he's ready for the journey. John's hard work is paying off, but sometimes he feels lonely at his new school. Many students come from rich families. They have nice clothes, books, and even tutors. One day after class, John sits alone in the library. He is reading his science book when his old friend Jessica comes over. "Hi, John," Jessica says with a smile. Jessica also tells John about a scholarship program. "If you apply, maybe they can help you buy books and pay for school," Jessica says. John's eyes light up. Really? That would be amazing. With Jessica's help, John fills out the scholarship form. A few weeks later, he gets a letter. "John, come here," his mother calls. "You got something in the mail." John opens the letter slowly. He reads the words, "Congratulations. You have received a scholarship." Tears fill his eyes. "Mama, this means I can buy the books I need. I can keep studying." His mother hugs him tightly. "I am so proud of you, John." John thanks Jessica the next day. "You are not just my friend. You are my helper and my hero." Jessica laughs. "We are helping each other, John. That's what friends do." John's scholarship brings new hope. With the money, he buys his first new books and a proper uniform. He feels confident and proud at school. John works harder than ever. He loves science the most. His teacher, Miss Amelia, notices his efforts. "John," Miss Amelia says one day, "you are doing very well. There's a science competition next month. Would you like to join? John feels nervous but excited. Do you think I can win? He asks. Miss Amelia smiles. Winning is not the most important thing. Trying your best is what matters. John agrees and starts preparing. Every evening, after finishing his chores, he studies his science notes. John decides to work on a project about how solar energy can power homes. He spends his evenings researching and drawing diagrams. Jessica and Anna also help him by brainstorming ideas and reviewing his presentation. John, your project is amazing. It could really help people in our village, Jessica says. Thanks, Jessica. I want this project to show how science can change lives, John replies. The day of the competition arrives. John feels a mix of excitement and nervousness. His family, Miss Amelia, Jessica, and Anna, all come to support him. When it's John's turn, he confidently steps onto the stage. My project is about using solar energy to power homes. It is cheap, clean, and good for the environment, John explains. He uses simple language and shows a small model he built. The audience claps, and the judges look impressed. After all the presentations, the judges announce the winners. The first prize goes to John for his innovative and practical idea on solar energy. John's heart races as he walks up to receive his award. The trophy feels heavy in his hands, but he feels proud. After the ceremony, Miss Amelia says, John, you've come so far. This is just the beginning. Jessica adds, we always believed in you. John smiles and says, I couldn't have done it without all of you. With the prize money, John decides to help his village. He starts a small project to install solar panels in a few homes. This is just a start, he says. One day I want every home to have access to clean energy. The villagers are amazed by John's dedication. They start calling him Engineer John, even though he hasn't finished school yet. One day a letter arrives from a big university. John, they want to give you a full scholarship to study engineering, his father says, holding the letter. John can hardly believe it. This is my dream. I will become an engineer and help even more people. At the university, John works harder than ever. He learns about new technologies and dreams of returning to his village to build schools, roads, and more. Years later, John stands in the middle of his village. The streets are paved, homes have electricity, and there's a new school for children. Miss Amelia, now retired, visits John and says, You've changed so many lives, John. I always knew you would. John smiles and replies, It all started with your belief in me, Miss Amelia. As the sun sets, John looks around and feels a deep sense of gratitude. This is just the beginning, he whispers to himself, ready to dream even bigger. On the other side, as the years go by, John grows closer to Jessica. She has been by his side through thick and thin, always cheering him on and helping him overcome every challenge. Jessica, too, has her dreams. She wants to become a teacher and open a school in their village. One evening, as they sit under the big tree in the village where they used to study together as kids, John looks at Jessica. Jessica, John says softly, I don't know if I would have made it this far without you. You've always believed in me, even when I doubted myself. Jessica smiles. John, you've always inspired me. Watching you work so hard for your dreams gave me the strength to follow mine. John hesitates for a moment, then says, I've been thinking. Once I finish my next big project, I want to settle down here in the village, and I was hoping you'd stay by my side forever. Jessica's eyes widen, and a smile slowly spreads across her face. Are you asking me what I think you're asking? John nods. Yes, Jessica. Will you marry me? Jessica's voice is full of emotion. Yes, John. I've always wanted to be with you. Their love only grows stronger as time goes on. While John works on engineering projects to improve the village, Jessica starts her school, teaching children who once had no access to education. Together, they make a powerful team, transforming the lives of countless people. John works tirelessly in the city for 2 years, sending money home to fund projects in the village. Jessica continues to expand her school, and they talk every night. Though they miss each other deeply, their love remains unshaken. Finally, John fulfills his promise. He returns to the village with enough resources to build a community center, a proper road, and even a health clinic. On the day of the grand opening, John surprises Jessica. He stands in front of the entire village and says, None of this would have been possible without Jessica. She's the reason I'm standing here today. Jessica, you've always been my partner in everything. Now, I want to make it official. He takes out a ring and kneels before her. Jessica, will you marry me here, where it all began? Jessica, overwhelmed with joy, says, Yes, John. 1,000 times, yes. Their wedding is a simple but beautiful celebration under the same big tree where they once studied together. The entire village comes to celebrate their love. As they exchange vows, John says, Jessica, you've been my rock, my light, and my inspiration. I promise to love and cherish you forever. Jessica responds, John, you've always dreamed big, and you've taught me to dream too. Together, we'll keep making the world a better place. Years later, John and Jessica sit together, watching children play near the school and villagers enjoy the benefits of their work. They hold hands, grateful for the journey they've taken together. Jessica, John says, I couldn't have asked for a better partner in life and in love. Jessica smiles. And I couldn't have asked for a better dream to live. Their love story becomes legendary in the village, a reminder that with hard work, determination, and true love, anything is possible.